Alright guys, we're here at Newell Wood Products, and here's some trusses out here they've already got on display, so let's go inside and get ours ordered. Alright guys, so today here we are headed down to Porter, Oklahoma to get our trusses ordered, and we decided to take y'all along so you can watch and see how these trusses are built. So let's get in here to Newell Truss and see what we can watch today. Alright guys, we're here today and we are gonna watch our trusses being made. We're here at Newell Truss in Porter, Oklahoma. So let's get in here and see how they make those trusses.
Those are ours right there.
Yeah. Alright guys, so these guys are in here making our trusses. You can see we're in a big metal building. They have all kinds of wood here laid out. So the wood will be built, the truss will be built right there. And then once they get it assembled, then it'll go out on these rollers and come out in this area to where it'll be bundled together just like this. And then it will be loaded onto a truck and delivered to our house. So we are so excited to get these in place. So let's go in here and see how they do it. So guys, I was going to go with subtitles on this video, but the subtitles were not spelled correctly and it was kind of an embarrassment. So I decided to do voiceovers for this video. There's a lot of hammering going on in the background, so it's the best way to communicate what went on that day. So in those boxes over there were these plates right here. They're called Simpson strong ties, and those are hammered to each one of the trusses. So basically all the wood gets put up here on this table, and it's put in a formation of however they need the truss to be at that time, and then this big machine will come through and roll over the truss and press those plates together. Now that machine I just showed you does the final press. This one does the initial press. It's rolled across there and it pushes all those plates down, and you cannot get them loose no matter how hard you try. They're just in there. So there you go. There's one truss made. That truss is going to pass through that other machine that I referred to. You'll see that right here. And it's right here on the left hand side. That's going to do a final press, and then after that it rolls out onto the conveyor belt outside, and once it's outside it can be moved onto the stack, and then right here they've moved on to building the next one. See, there it comes off of the rollers. So that one's done. Pretty amazing to be behind the scenes and see this happen. And then after that, they just move on to building the next one. They have all of the pieces of wood pre-cut, unless there's one that's bent or something, and they pay super close attention to detail. So if there's a piece of wood that's no good, they take it out and replace it with a good piece. So as you can see, these trusses are massive. So once they come off the line, they are stacked together.
And then they just get right back to work making the next one in line. These guys were so quick and efficient. We couldn't have picked a better team to make our trusses and to trust our build with. Newell Wood Products, guys. You need to use them if you're able to. And if you need the work done, they're awesome. So, fun fact, there are absolutely no nails in these trusses. Trusses are put together with those plates that I showed you earlier. Each plate is put over a joint and it is smashed down to join two pieces of wood together. And then once that press comes across there and presses it down, it's there for good. And you'll see here, this guy right here in the blue named Sawyer, he was looking at the plans and making sure that everything was made exactly to the specifications there in the plans. And then the other team members were over here hammering all those plates down, making sure none of them were crinkled up or bent or anything like that, because it needs to be super flat when the machine passes over. That way it doesn't rip the plate out of the wood. This is a saw shop where they cut everything for the truss building. So we're gonna go up here and talk to Justin about metal. We have some trim pieces that we still need to order because we have all the metal for the sides of the building, but we still need those trim pieces and ridge cap.
So this is their truss table. Their bottom cord comes right here. It comes even with this. You can see they got holes to bolt it down. It's like a form, that way they're all the same. Your top cord is right here, and then this is the end of the overhang. That way everything lines up and each truss is the exact same.
So this is what they've been building. These are the plans they're using. The last,
They got three more of these to build, and they got to build the two gable-in trusses. After that, they'll start on the scissors.
and then you see the lumber is all pre-cut. So all they got to do is put it on their template here on the table. And then once it's on the table, everybody comes around and starts nailing everything together. And then again, that roller comes through and smashes everything down in place. Okay, so now you see they're moving some stuff around here. They're bringing some different lumber. These are going to be the gable ends that they're making now. So they're going to look a little different than these over here on the table. So here he is bringing in some different lumber that's going to be used on the gable end trusses. It's cut completely different than the other ones we were watching. There's smaller pieces and things like that that go on there. So let's check out how they built those gable end trusses. Okay, so right here you'll see that he is pre-nailing those plates to those small pieces of wood that are going to go in the middle of the truss. The other guys are over here laying out what would be the perimeter of the truss, the big part around the outside. And once they make sure that all the wood looks good, then they will take small pieces from this pile and start to place those in the middle of the truss and get those fastened to the larger pieces there up on the table. Alright, so now you'll see here that they're angling the pieces in between the trusses that are going up and down. That makes it a gable end. And they're putting every small piece, basically like a cripple, in here, and they're all going to be 16 feet on center so that our sheathing lands where it needs to when we need to nail it. So now he is instructing this person where to put the plate and to make sure it's on there correctly in the right spot. And then here he is taking a speed square and making sure every angle lines up and that everything is nice and straight. These guys are the best. Now you see they're just tracing where those pieces of wood landed on the truss. So when they make the other one, they know exactly where to lay the other pieces of wood. Pretty smart. Now they're bringing the roller across and all these plates pushed down. So here's what I mean. You see how it looks different from the others? That makes it a gable end truss. Alright, so here they've got a truss out here on the roller and it's ready to be put onto the pile here on the left. So Austin jumped into action and went over there and helped them lift it onto the big pile, where it will be later secured with heavy-duty straps and loaded onto the truck to come to our house so we can get it put on the house we're building currently. Alright guys, now we're heading home. Not sure when they're going to deliver these, but they will bring these right to our door and then it'll be time to start the hard work. Oh guys, they're here. Trusses.
Watch that front tire in that ditch over there. This truck gets stuck anywhere. Well, this is most of the job back there. You should be fine. You got it now. When he gets close, y'all let's get to the back desk.
Alright, he's going to pull a little bit forward. He got up the driveway, and then he's going to engage these rollers, and these dudes will just roll right off that truck onto the ground right here. First, we've got to get these, well, he's going to get these straps taken off of the trusses. So, we'll watch that first and then watch them roll off. So you see the trailer's tilting now, and then these trusses are just going to roll right off of there because there's rollers built onto the trailer.
They can go with any second. They're getting ready to roll. That's fine.
That's supposed to do both. You'll pull out now.
That is good.
Now he's putting his bed back how it belongs. He's gonna hit the road. These are from Newell Wood Products.